Hello everyone, I'm Lindsay and welcome back to my series where I'm talking about in detail my backpacking gear for the 2022 backpacking season, primarily for the Tahoe Rim Trail, but also for some shorter backpacking trips as well, including pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. So in today's video, I'm sharing with you everything that's in my medical first aid kit, every single detail, because I like to know these types of things, and I feel like in these videos no one tells me the exact medicines that they're taking and I want to know, so I'm going to share with you. I also am going to show you everything that is in my toiletry ditty bag. So I just want to preface this video by saying that I'm somebody who has mental health and physical health ailments of various sorts, so I do take a fair number of supplements each day. I'm a firm believer in supplements. I notice that when I don't take them, I feel the difference. So I have a lot of supplements. I also am somebody who just likes to know that I've got medicine for all sorts of things that could possibly happen. So this might be a little bit bigger in terms of a medical first aid kit setup, but it's what works for me. So I would just ask that you refrain from judgment. Take what you will from this. Again, if you have suggestions or ideas for me, please let me know in the comments down below. And I would love to not have to take all of this medicine and these supplements, but that's just me. That's just my body and my mind. And so I take what I need to be healthy and comfortable and to have the best trip that I can possibly have. So let me turn you around and I'll show you everything. Alrighty, so starting here in the top left, I'll be taking sunscreen, of course. I'm not taking this big tube, but I wanted to show you the sunscreen that I like to take, the Neutrogena, either 55 or 70 if I can get it. And I'm going to be taking it in this small 2-ounce, very lightweight plastic tube. I bring, this is my favorite chapstick. It's the Aquaphor Lip Repair. It's a little bit more liquidy, almost kind of like a gel, and this stuff works great. I'll be bringing my Rawology cork massage ball to massage out my muscles and my fascia each day, at least once a day, hopefully twice. I've got a little 1-ounce wide mouth Nalgene tube, container, I don't know what you would call this. This has got a very high milligram sort of extra strength of a CBD relief cream. So this will be good for rolling onto sore muscles instead of having to take anti-inflammatories. And it's from a company called Equilibria. They're a women-owned company in Colorado, and I really love their stuff. Moving on to blister care. I use a Compeed stick. I love this stuff. I discovered it when I was on the Camino in 2019. I put this on my feet before I start walking, and then 2 or 3 additional times throughout the day. It's basically just an anti-chafe stick. It's amazing. You can get comparable types in the US, but this is my favorite brand. And so I had to special order it from Amazon, and it came all the way from the UK. So I use this daily, and it pretty much prevents any blisters. But just in case I do get a little blister or a hot spot, I've got a little bit of lamb's wool to put on it to just rip off, and then a little bit of Leuco tape that I've wrapped around a pen, because you never know when you're going to need a pen to sign things. And that worked really well for me on the Camino. I had no problems at all. Moving over here to medications. So I've got this small little bag that actually is for the cork ball over here, but I'm repurposing it for my as needed medications. So I've got some Mylanta because I do have GERD, which is gastroesophageal reflux disease. So this is an as needed chewable. I've got hydroxyzine, which is a prescription strength anti-anxiety that I'm now on just as needed, which is great, no longer daily. I've got some Tylenol, some Advil. I have extra electrolytes. I've got anti-diarrheal, I believe. Yes, that's what this is. This is Benadryl in case I'm allergic to something. And then I have meclizine, which is essentially Bonine. And I love this stuff. It's great for me for nausea, dizziness, vertigo, which sometimes I get because of my ears. And then 4 little Dramamines because I do get motion sickness. And so if I get picked up and transported by a trail angel or just leaving the trail and I only have my backpacking gear, I want to be able to take a Dramamine if I'm getting in a vehicle, especially on a mountainous road. Moving over, I've got an inhaler. This is albuterol. This is a new item for me, post-COVID lungs. My lungs are good, but if I do strenuous exercise, which I haven't done much of, to be honest, I do still get a little bit of a cough. So my doctor prescribed this for me. It's very lightweight. It's got like 160 some puffs left in it, and I only need to take 2 every 4 to 6 hours while I'm hiking, so it should be plenty for the entire summer. And then for my daily supplements, I just wanted to show you an example of what that will look like. I'll be using these quart Ziploc bags, and they're just labeled like which section of trail or for which trip it's for. So these are my daily supplements for the Tahoe Rim Trail, this section from South Lake Tahoe to Echo Trailhead, which will be at the end of my trip. And I've divided my AM supplements and my PM supplements in tiny little pill bags. So if you're curious about my supplements, I take a Prevacid. This is for GERD, acid reflux, every single day under the care of my gastroenterologist. I take a lemon bioflavonoid, which is really important for my ears. My ears get clogged and I get vertigo, and this is the best supplement that I have found for that. I take a daily multivitamin, a daily probiotic, an electrolyte, and also magnesium, which is really good for anxiety and relaxation, but also really good for muscle recovery. And then in the evenings, I'll be taking another magnesium, another electrolyte, and then I'll be taking one giant OsteoBiflex, and this is for joint lubrication. I took something similar when I was on the Camino, although I had to take 3 of them a day, so I went to this one because it's only 1 a day, and it worked really well. So I just start taking this a few days or so before I start hiking, and I didn't have any problems with my knees. Only one day my hip was a little bit wonky, and just a little bit of background information, I had hip surgery in 2018 to repair a torn labrum, so it's really important for me to keep my joints well lubricated and protected. So those are all my daily supplements, just divided by AM, PM, so I can just grab, take, and then I'll just have the little baggie. Over here, I have 2 toe warmers in case it's really cold at night, so I'll just decide how many of these I need to pack. And they have the little adhesive on the back, so I don't actually use these for my feet in my sleeping bag. I put them in between my thighs, and that worked really well. I did that on my last camping trip because that's where like your major artery is, and it's sort of as close to your core as you can get it, and it kept me so warm. I hate being cold at night, and it's worth bringing a couple of these if it means I'll be able to sleep if it's really cold out. I've got a little tick remover, a few little safety pins. I'm bringing 6 strips of this KT tape. And the reason why I chose the number 6 is because you need about 3 per application. And I thought if I have 2 different spots, or I have one spot that's really bad and I need to replace the KT tape, I can have basically 2 applications. I could stretch this to more if needed, but I used KT tape when I was on the Camino, and it worked really well for me for my shin. I also used it for my foot one time. This is my first aid dry bag. It is another bag from Hilltop Packs. I just love their bags, bright red with the first aid logo on the front. No mistaking that that is the first aid bag. Coming back down here, I have 2 different types of insect wipes and towelettes. The bugs might be bad in Pictured Rocks, and they also, I've been hearing some reports that the mosquitoes are really bad in Desolation Wilderness along the TRT, as well as flies. And even though I'll be wearing long pants, long sleeves, I've got a bug net for my head, which I'll show you in a future video. And I am spraying my clothes with permethrin. I just want to protect myself more so than anything from bites and possible disease. I don't mind insects, but if you're having, bites flaring up and causing inflammation, etc., it's just going to kind of ruin your hike and make you feel bad. So I've got the Skin So Soft Bug Guard Plus with Picardin. This stuff is really good. And then I also have these Bends, which does have DEET. So I've got 2 of each type. Moving over here to some other kind of wound care type stuff, I have just a little bit of like a gauze wrap. If I needed to wrap an ankle or fingers or something, I could. And then a tiny little roll of medical tape. I've got 2 different types of prep pads. This is alcohol. This one is, I think, iodine, just if I need to care for a wound. 2 little packets of triple antibiotic ointment. I've got a few little Q-tips for applying ointments. I've got 1 after bite fast relief from insect bites, 2 of these hydrocortisone anti-itch packets. I didn't originally have this in my kit, but I currently have like a little itchy spot going on my leg, and so that's a thing I'm dealing with right now, so I wanted to just bring a couple in case I needed. I also have just 1 single little eye drop thing, just in case my eyes are like super dry one day or something's in them or, you know, whatever, and I need to put some drops in my eyes. And then I have all of that goes into one of these little pill pouches, and I have 2 extra ones so that when I start using these types of things, if I do and I have leftovers, I can put them in there. Moving over here for some more wound care, I have a 2 gauze sponges, 1 larger sterile gauze pad, and then I have these little Euro sutures, and there are 4 of those. I have, oh, this needs to go with my water filtration because this is an extra little O-ring on my Sawyer squeeze. I don't know how that ended up in here. I need to put that in my water filtration bag. I have an assortment of different sizes and shapes of Band-Aids. I have a mask. I have my little Victronics pocket knife. I'm probably gonna take this out, these little tweezers. I don't need these because I have other tweezers and they don't work that great anyways, but I definitely use the scissors on this thing. That is the primary thing that I use this for, but it does have a little knife if I need a little knife. I've got a tiny little bag that's got a button, needle, and thread. I have a tiny little Loctite super glue in case I need to super glue gear or, God forbid, skin. I have this tiny little clipper compass, a little roll of the Soul duct tape. All of that goes in this bag. I also have these little glue dots, 3 little pieces of tenacious tape. This is all for gear repair. And then this is the little gear repair roll that came with my Z-Packs sleeping bag. I think that's everything for medical first aid gear repair. It looks like a lot, but it all fits all in there. I promise. And then over here, my Toiletries ditty bag. This is a little Z-Packs stuff sack. I've got 2 little hair ties, a little travel tub of Vaseline. I really like to do Vaseline at night before I go to bed just to keep my feet nice and happy. I have this tiny little comb, a super tiny travel razor, tweezers, nail clippers, a tiny little cut-off square of deodorant. That's okay, a luxury item. It weighs essentially nothing, but it makes me feel better. I know that I'm going to stink. Judge away. It's my choice. I'm carrying it. And then I also have 1 of these wax earplugs, which I rip into 2 to create 2 earplugs. I have this tiny little ultralight toothbrush that I got from Garage Grown Gear. Actually, they sent it to me for free with one of my orders, and I love it. I have a little toothpaste. Over here, I've got a flosser and a little cleaner because I need to keep my ears cleaned. If my ears are itching, this is a good device to use for that and not a Q-tip that's going to shove wax in my ear. I have this little Lunatec washcloth. This is what I'll be using essentially every night to wash off dirt and things from my body, just using it with water. If I need to use with soap, I've got soap in my potty bag, which I showed you in my other video. And then I also have this tiny little microfiber cloth if I need to use this for cleaning, drying. Also, this is going to be my tent condensation cloth in the mornings. And then just ignore these 2 things. They're not, well, this is coming with me, but I'm putting it in my water bag right now, which is off to the side here. And the little tweezers I'm just taking out of the knife because I have the other tweezers and I don't need a second set. There's everything. So that was it. Every single thing in my medical first aid repair kit, as well as my toiletry ditty bag. If you have any comments or suggestions or ideas, or whoa, that was a great idea, leave them down below. And stay tuned for my next video in this series, which will be all about my electronics, as well as a whole bunch of miscellaneous things that don't really have a category, but I haven't shown you yet. So I will see you then in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see the next video, subscribe to my channel so you get the notification, or so the video pops up on your feed, and like this video. And that's it. I'll see you soon. Bye.